Ready, set, hunt.
Good morning, y'all. Welcome to the Weekend Zone. We are in 7 of the season already. I feel like yesterday we were talking about even having a football season or not, what was going to happen, and we are now almost halfway through the NFL season. Welcome to the Weekend Zone. I'm Britt Johnson. You guys can follow me on all social media at I am Britt Johnson.
It's your boy Chris. You can find me everywhere at CK2K.
What's up, everybody? Jackie Ray here. You can follow me everywhere at JRay the Fanatic.
All right, we got some honorable mentions that kicked off this week, starting with this one from, I guess he was, I mean, the Lord had him to be my husband because I am Brittany Leanne, but he didn't listen right, and he ended up getting engaged to and now having a baby with Brittany Lynn. But they actually had on September 29th had their baby reveal or whatever, where they like announced that they were having a baby, and now they're telling everybody if it's a boy or girl or not. So they're having their gender reveal party. And it was kind of, I mean, it was pretty, I think they just did it for the gram, really. But the dogs walked in, and their paw prints, if you guys did not see it, was pink.
Right.
That was the first sign. And then they exploded there with the pink confetti. So yes, they will be having a little baby girl, little girl Mahomes. How cute.
I can feel it. I can feel the hatred going on here. Like, we don't care. Move on.
I mean, cute. I'm glad they didn't set any explosives on fire. We don't need any more fires going on here, but good for them.
That is,
I hope it's.
I hate that picture. Huh?
I do too. It looks like somebody's mama is like jumped on her son, you know?
Yeah, I absolutely hate that picture. It's the most grotesque picture, and we show it all the time. Go to the next one.
All right, moving on to our next honorable mention. This one actually is kind of, I'm going to be sad on both of these. So obviously we found out early this week that Tua was going to be replacing Ryan Fitzpatrick as the starting quarterback for not this week because their team has a bye, but the Miami Dolphins next week will be taking on the Rams. They'll be starting. It was kind of like a really sad moment, especially when you saw Ryan Fitzpatrick going into this season. Or Chris definitely wanted Tua to start the season. We were so deep into the season. Even Chris was like, oh, this is not a good time because Ryan Fitzpatrick has been playing great. You know, he's thrown for over 1,500 yards. He's had I think 14 touchdowns or whatever. The team is set in the division in the AFC East, and it was really like a sad moment, and we have that sad moment on video for you guys to take a look at right now.
My heart just hurt all day. Like it was heartbreaking for me. And Flo kind of said what he said and said what he said to you guys as well, and that's the decision and the direction that the organization is going in. And obviously, we've talked in the past, me and you guys, about, how I'm the placeholder, and this eventually was going to happen no matter, it was just a matter of kind of when, not if. And it still just, it broke my heart yesterday. And
yeah, it was really sad to watch that, and just even knowing, like, he knew he was a placeholder, like, going into this and stuff like that, but he's been having like a great season so far, and he's honestly consistently gotten better week after week. So I think it was just like, dang, even if like I try to do good, and obviously he's gone in and out of his career of being like in those kind of positions, and then he's like playing well right now. So I think he thought that maybe his position would be secured just because he's been doing so well. But it was like, who cares that you're doing well? We're actually going to put somebody else in. So what are your guys' thoughts on it, Chris?
Yeah, I'm just glad that he's keeping it real because, a lot of situations we've seen these kind of this happen, and the quarterback be like, yeah, well, we knew it was going to happen, da-da-da-da. But, Fitz keeping it real. He knew it was time. Right, exactly. He's like, and I knew the time was coming, but it still hurts, and I had no problem with that. I feel a little bit bad because like you said, I've been wanting Tua to be starting all season, but when they started getting their groove, to me, it makes absolutely no sense to do it right now. So yeah, I feel a little bit bad for him, for sure.
Yeah, Jackie, do you? Oh, go.
I saw a follow-up response from him, and I was like, man, this sucks. He's like, I basically got fired and then had to spend all day on a conference call with the guy who fired me, training the guy who's going to replace me. Like, that is the worst.
Yeah.
So many levels. And then if we get to a point, Jackie, where maybe doesn't, because like I said, they're going to be taking on the Rams and Aaron Donald, which Chris is going to be talking a little bit about him later. But to have a guy like that be the first guy up against as a starter in the NFL, maybe Tua isn't going to be what we are, maybe or what we think, and maybe he's not ready right now. And then how do you then throw Ryan back in it when his mental is off now?
Exactly.
Right, that's my whole thing. I'm hoping that they change their mind during the bye week and then say, hey, we really rethought this because of this injury. We don't want to send him up against Thanos in his first week. I don't think that's fair to do that to Tua. You know what I mean? So maybe they change their mind. But if they don't, then it's exactly like you said. I was improving every week. Now you fired me. And now you're going to rehire me contingent on the fact that the guy you tried to replace me with isn't doing that good just to let me know you're going to fire me later. How am I supposed to play like this? I don't know what their plan is. I hope it works out for them. I hope we don't see what we all on this panel think will probably be seen from Tua. Yeah. I think he's going to get that one hit that says, whoa, you know what I mean? But like this is not what I thought, but hopefully it works out. But I still feel really bad for Ryan, and I can't believe I'm saying that, but I do feel really bad for him.
Right, for real. Yeah.
It's honestly like interesting too, because I feel like low key everybody on this panel has a little soft spot for the Miami Dolphins this season. Number one, just because they have a black GM and a black head coach, but then everybody likes Tua too. So we've all like low key been saying we're rooting for this team. So I just don't want to see this be the moment that kind of like turns everything around and ruins whatever their season could be. That is it for honorable mentions. Chris, what you got for us in athlete trash talk?
We got a little bit of coach trash talk for the first one, because we sorry, Britt, but we know that the Cowboys have not been having the greatest start, but we also know that the NFC East has not been having the greatest start. So it is just a big pool of not too great going on over there. We saw that the Eagles took first place with a very, very rough record. So it's still up in the air on who's even going to take over that division. But right now, apparently, there's a lot of players behind the scenes that are very upset with the new coaching staff in Dallas. Now we know in the offseason they hired ex-Green Bay Packer coach Mike McCarthy, and now we going into week 7. There's rumbles going on in the locker room from some of the players. James Slater tweeted this: Cowboys players initially bought into keeping things internal. Now, as they sit 2-4, the disconnect is leaking out on the coaching staff. Totally unprepared. They don't teach. They don't have any sense of adjusting on the fly. Another, they just aren't good at their jobs. Well, like I said, I know normally this is athlete trash talk, but we do have Coach McCarthy, who had a bit of a rebuttal to this, because he obviously heard the reports, and in his press conference, he started off by saying, well, I mean, first off, I haven't heard any of those type of discussions behind the scenes, which I don't think you would. But he talked about the conference call that went on with the reporters. He was like, I think like a lot of things, when you hit a part of your season or any challenge where there is negativity out there, and where it comes from and who it comes from, that's something that I've never chased. I think you do have to recognize it. I just really go back to my first meeting with the football team, and then he later on pretty much told the team that whoever these anonymous players may be, that we're gonna have to continue to handle it like men. Now, Britt, we talked about this throughout the week. Said that is it too soon to be panicking? It's 2-4 in a division where everyone else is not doing too great. So hearing these players saying what they're saying internally, and now it's coming outside, does that worry you a little bit as a Cowboys fan?
No, I mean, it is funny because all the stuff before Jason Garrett being so terrible, and then you get Mike McCarthy in here, and then it's like, oh, well, maybe Jason Garrett wasn't so bad according to the players or whatever. But I think anytime a new coach comes in, there is going to be like an adjustment period where it's like, well, our old coach didn't let us or do that, or we didn't have to do that, and it worked like this, and blah blah blah. And I hope figured out. I didn't love the hire in the first place, but I hope that they can kind of figure it out and get it together. But I definitely knew there always is like an adjustment period, which is why even with Hard Knocks, they don't allow first-year coaches to be on the show because it is so much going on.
This next one is the pure definition of that phrase, athlete trash. So because we actually have two athletes talking trash, and the thing is, when you find out who it is trying to talk trash to the other one, it's kind of crazy. Now we got Deebo Samuel from the 49ers, who has been a solid wide receiver in his stint with the 49ers, but he's coming after he's trying to come after the juggernaut that is Aaron Donald. Now we know that the Niners have had the Rams number at least for the last few years, or at least when Deebo was on the team. The reporters were asking Aaron Donald, like, you a little bit worried about what's going on over there with Deebo Samuel? And well, this was his response.
How do you prepare for a guy like Deebo Samuel, a unique player? How do you game plan for a guy?
Who?
Deebo Samuel.
Who's that?
Oh,
I can't.
Petty.
Mariah Carey.
He sure did. He gave the right carry. Well, Deebo Samuel, in his best attempt, has something to say back to that response. He took to his Instagram and he posted that same video onto his story and added the caption, Aaron Donald, with a bunch of laughing emojis. I don't think you hear me yet. 3-0 against the Rams. So the trash talk is going back and forth. So this game, now we know that we talked about the Rams having to play Tua next week. We got to worry about this game first. And I want to see if we're going to see Aaron Donald end up killing poor Jimmy Garoppolo and maybe a little bit of Deebo Samuel, or will Deebo go 4-0? So let's see what happens in this game. I'm excited, but that's it for me on this After Trash Talk. Now, Jackie, please tell me you got something for us this week. Please tell me you got something
for us. Okay,
so
y'all know last week I was mad about the clapbacks, but just put your hands together. I think they saw my anger, and they came through. They came through. So I'm gonna see if y'all agree with me, but let's get this first one up there. But I think they came through. They heard your girl. They came through. This one is typical though. It says, I've unsubscribed to this channel years ago. I come back. I ain't missing anything. But you came back though. That's the thing. That's
you came right.
That's the thing.
Because you missed something. You
did. Something. All right. Okay. So that was the warm up. That was the typical.
Cool.
Let's get into the real. I'm excited. Okay. People, this one's for you, Britt. When you was talking about my King James, it says people can be fans of multiple teams. You just mad because your Clippers couldn't make it to the finals, and I guess you're hopping on the bandwagon of being a LeBron hater, Britt Johnson. I'm gonna have to agree with this.
First of all, that would not have been a bandwagon. I feel like I would have already been on that train a long time ago.
Yes,
for the LeBron hater.
You have been on that.
I actually have been over the last years more of a LeBron fan. I don't dislike LeBron, and I said you guys can be like LeBron when it's your favorite, or when it's, you trying to be like a good dad, or when you're trying to do good in the community. And I even said you can be like LeBron James on the basketball court. But when it comes to baseball, no, I am not having this. It is not hate. It is factual stuff. The person that said this is a bandwagon fan himself, which is why he felt some type of way about what I said. Nobody who loves their teams and sticks with their teams would ever feel like I was being a hater in that moment.
But the fact is, you had to offer an explanation. This is the first time we've done a clapback that any of us had anything to say anything about. I'm so excited about that.
Saying something, but yes.
They had a randomly pulling the Clippers for that. Like that was all over the place. That was just a strict attack at Britt Johnson. That was petty as hell.
Baseball.
That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy. Talking about baseball.
All right, let's get this next one. Got two more in the tank. All right, this one's long, so let me get it. Okay, this clickbait channel always badmouth LeVar and the Ball family. You owe them money because most of your views come from Ball family content. If I'm the owner of Big Baller Brand, I will sue you. Why you hate black man that wants to make a business for his family? Did LeVar personally offend you, or some other brands paid you to attack the black dude who wants to make a name of his own and still believes in his kids? I think Devin did that video, so
Britt,
I
know that ain't me. I live with the man. I live with the man.
Right.
We did have a partnership with the Ball family, and they actually had a lot of Fumble videos on their show. So
yeah, they did.
we did have a deal with them. Chris is actually in love with the Ball family, so there's not Ball family hate here.
Waiting on the adoption papers, almost wrapping them up soon, I'm sure. But
they live together. They're roommates, guys. Chris made roommates with LeVar.
They used audio. I've seen their Facebook reality show. They've used audio from us all the time. So good try though. Good try.
Yeah.
All right. This last one, on the LeBron James one I did. Look, this is the one I got direct messages about, but this one is my favorite because I wrote this. Just so you know, my guy says, whoever wrote "believe in this vast blasphemy" is literally smoking dicks. Unsubscribe. I don't see no penises on fire in this area, so I can assure you that I am not smoking those.
Whoa.
But can we give them a round of applause, though? This was fantastic. I was excited about this.
Okay.
All right. Speaking of Hitman, we have our games of the week. Now, my game is very important to me. Dallas Cowboys and the Washington football team. This is the game of the week because we have to win this because we need to stay in first place. And the other part of this is the Eagles and the Giants are playing each other. So both of them have won a game apiece. So one of them is going to go up to 2 games. So if we lose this game against Washington, we will be actually tied in first place in the NFC East at 2 wins for the season at the end of week 7.
That's embarrassing.
So
that is so embarrassing.
I need us to win so we can stay a comfortable first place in the NFC East with 3 wins on the year. Let's go, Cowboys.
I'm gonna let you have that, Britt. I'm just gonna let you have there. Yep, you're right. You need that. Stay on top, 3 and 4. Let's go. Go ahead. Let's get Cowboys. My game of the week is actually going to the Battle of the Birds, or one of the many Battles of the Birds, and this was the Seahawks versus the Cardinals. And I'm just like last week or the week before, where I picked the Saints and the Chargers because I wanted to see Justin Herbert versus Drew Brees, and it turned out the way it was. This time I want to see a similar thing with Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson. Battle of the old school and the new school. And I think, both teams have a lot of firepower going into it. The Cardinals had a little bit of a rough start, but they're starting to figure it out right now. And we talk about all the time, the Seahawks are undefeated as of right now. I think this game has potential to be a fun one or a defensive battle game where it could be 10-13. That's the ending score. It could be either or, but I'm looking forward to that game. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so there are, 3 undefeated teams right now? The Seahawks, Steelers, and Titans, I think, are the last of the 3 Mohicans left. And 2 of them are going up against each other. So the Steelers and the Titans, I can't believe we live in a world where I actually have good things to say about Ryan Tannehill, because check the receipts. That didn't happen from the day he was drafted. I was trash talking that man. So the fact that he is literally in the game doing the damn thing, and it's amazing to me. I don't talk a lot about him because I feel like somebody's going to dig up tape and be like, oh, no. But I'm excited to see this game because, again, one of these people are going home and they're going to lose their first game of the season. So I'm excited about this one. Chris and I are going to do our picks. We haven't done them yet, but make sure you follow us on Instagram over the weekend to see, because I lost last week by 1. That's not going to happen again. So just make sure you stay tuned, but I'm excited for that game. That's my game of the week because they've won more than 2 games.
I mean, honestly, the Seahawks have won more games than my whole division combined. So
it's so true.
Let that sink in.
Oh my God.
Make sure you guys follow all of us on social media. Make sure you guys check us out next week. And then obviously tune in every Monday through Friday for our live show from 11 to 12 Pacific Standard Time. Everybody have a great weekend. Go Cowboys!
Oh God.